afternoon. I'm Athena Ali, the Get Noticed coach, career strategist, and government job application specialist. Welcome to my live broadcast today on privacy concerns when working with a public sector career coach. Now, before I start today, I do want to do an acknowledgement to country. So, in the spirit of reconciliation, I acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. And I pay respect to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. Now, in this weekly live, I wanted to talk about what privacy type measures I take as a public sector career coach. Before I start, if you are here live, say hi in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, add in hashtag replay in the comments, and you can also view this on my YouTube channel if for some reason you lose the connection here on LinkedIn. So welcome. I wanted to talk about privacy because I think this can be a huge issue sometimes for public sector professionals because of the nature of their work. It can be, as I said, a huge concern for them because of the type of information they might deal with on a day-to-day basis in their job, and then having to explain that in their documents. Considerations of who will see their applications or responses to criteria, or who will hear any recordings for coaching, is a real and valid concern to have. Okay. Firstly, for me, I want to state that integrity and honesty form part of my values. So for me, it's actually a given that privacy and confidentiality follow as part of those values. And it's, in my previous work in the public sector, I, worked as a PA to a director, and also worked on really high profile capital works projects in the municipality I worked in. And privacy and confidentiality, and the fact that I was considered a vault, and it was one of the reasons why I was confided in with a lot of different information. So you'll find it that if you ever work with anybody who has had an executive assistant or PA background, this is really a given in the role. And, people who I've worked with knew that information would stop at me. It would never go further than myself. And that still applies to me today in business. And as an ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation, I'm a coach in training for ICF. So I abide by the ICF Code of Conduct. But as I said, this privacy and your confidentiality are a given for me. And for you, in order to get the best results in terms of your documents or even in a coaching scenario, I need to know everything about your situation or what you're having issues with, so I am best placed to give you the results that you want around your career issues. Without some of this information or context around it, it could affect the quality of your applications or the quality of the coaching results that you get. I should be somebody that you can bounce ideas off and provide information to. And doing that, for me, I do that without judgment. It's not my place to judge what you have done or what you haven't done. It's my place to empower you and help you to move forward to reach your career goals. So, some of the ways that I do ensure your privacy when writing your documents or having a career coaching session with you is firstly writing this into my terms of agreement. So when you book and pay for something with me, there will be a set of terms and conditions that really outline confidentiality and privacy issues in that agreement. And essentially, it's unless you give me permission, that information stays with me. Okay, and that information is only used for your application. Okay, I also don't outsource your information to somebody else or to AI. So if your documents are going to be outsourced to someone, for example, to have them proofread that document, they're bound to the same rules as myself in terms of your privacy, because they too have to sign an agreement with me. Okay. And this part of the other reason why I won't use AI for your documents, because I guess that's really releasing private information out into the world, even if you're not identified. If by any chance you can be identified, you don't want to be identified. So I'm very strict around privacy and confidentiality of your information, because I know the nature of working in the public sector. There are some departments, some areas that you really can't divulge certain information. So I understand that. Okay. Also, if you happen to be working in a group coaching scenario with me, so you've decided to take on a group coaching program because it's more cost effective perhaps than one-on-one, or perhaps you do want to get ideas from other people that I work with in that group scenario, but you don't necessarily want them to know what department you're in or your exact name. When we use programs like Slack or Voxer, even Zoom, you can always keep your, screen, your video closed. You can use nicknames. I make sure there are ways for you to de-identify yourself in the process. So you don't need to actually worry about that. And if you do have concerns about any of that, you just need to let me know, okay? Because it's really important to me for you to feel comfortable in any of those scenarios, so that we can do the best job for you, because what we want is the results in your career, and you need to be able to sometimes, say what you want to say, but without everybody knowing. Alternatively, one-on-one coaching is always the best, because you know that the only person that you're speaking with is me. Okay. The other thing is, I guess, in terms of privacy, is that, it doesn't matter, all the forms I fill in, all of that, things like that are archived securely and privately. And there's always backups off my computer as well. So I make sure that they're not obtainable after I've finished with you. So in closing, I want to say that if you can't trust your coach or the resume writer, or you have any inkling that you don't, you shouldn't engage them, okay? It is absolutely vital that you trust the person that you're working with implicitly, okay? And trust really is the only way to get the results that you're seeking, okay? Because when we know everything we need to know, we know how to work around that, and that's what we're helping you with. Okay, so that's the end of my live today. And I just wanted to say that if you're a public servant who's currently always in acting roles, perhaps looking for a promotion, or you've been applying for roles for the last 3 months or so, and keep getting, or keep hitting walls as to why you're not landing those roles, I'd love to invite you to my free masterclass on how to get noticed and land 6-figure public sector job that you deserve. And there I will also be launching my Acting to Promoted online program to get you from where you are at the moment, always sort of acting and always being seconded, but never really landing those permanent ongoing opportunities. So details are in the comments below, or I'll just pop that on the bottom of the screen as well. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome. I don't think I've seen anything down the bottom there today in terms of the chat, but if you have any questions, you're welcome to DM me, get through my website and send me a message. And I'd be more than happy to have a chat with you, or email you back, whichever you prefer. That's the end of the live today. I hope you're having a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, and I will see you next